We were asked to find the factor of any number over 20, so I've chosen the number 21. So I'm going to zoom in here. Actually, I don't need to. So I've chosen the number 21. But then the first problem I had here is I wasn't exactly sure what a factor was. So then I had to look it up. So when I looked up what a factor is, factors are numbers that you can divide any number by, or divide a number by evenly. So that's the definition that I found. And it's not enough to have a definition, you need to have an example that goes along with it. So then I decided to think about a nice small number. So when I do my examples, I always think of small numbers that I can understand, so I chose 12. 12 is divisible by 12, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That means that 12, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1 are all the factors of 12. So when we say factors, that's what we mean. All right? And this other question jumped into my head. Do you guys have any idea what multiples are? So I'm going to leave you with that for a bit. Okay? So now I want to jump back over here to the number 21. So there's two strategies that I was able to kind of come up with. I want to share them with you really quickly. Strategy number one is called the beautiful rainbow technique. I'm going to walk you through how to do it. When you're doing the beautiful rainbow technique, you place the number that you're interested in. So I put 21 up here, and you can kind of see this beautiful rainbow that happens right here. See my rainbow? Right? See how beautiful the rainbow is? But the rainbow is leading to all of the factors that I was able to identify. So whenever you're identifying factors, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to start with the number 1. So I start with the number 1, and I say, okay, when I divide 21 by 1, what do I get? And when I divide 21 by 1, what do I get? I get the number 21. So 1, 21, 21, and that's kind of how that rainbow is. These two almost seem like they're pairs, factor pairs. It's not a real term, but it's kind of how I was thinking about it last night. After that, I think about the next number, the next whole number, and that's the number 2. So I wrote the number 2 here, and I asked myself, is 21 divisible by 2? It's not. So I drew a little X through it. No, not. Then I asked myself, is 21 divisible by 3? It sure is. So then I did my factor rainbow for 3. I put 3 here as one of the factors.
Till the last first arrives.
And then I divided 21 by 3 and I got 7. And that's when I got really excited. And I'm going to show you why I got really excited. Because I just knocked off tons of numbers off my list. So 3 is a factor. I can leave that there. But because 7 is a factor too, 7's a factor too, that means that every single number from 20 all the way down to 8, all the numbers in between, right here, all these numbers, they can't be factors of 21, so I just crossed a bunch off my list. So then I asked myself, okay, well, what's the next whole number this could possibly be? Well, 4 is the next whole number it could be. 4 is not divisible, or 21 is not divisible by 4, so I crossed that off my list. I did it for 5. 5 wasn't divisible, and neither was 6. And I've identified every single whole number. I don't have to go above 21 because then I'm getting into kind of decimals, and that's not what factoring is all about. So what I've done is I've used the beautiful rainbow technique to find all of the factors of 21. So that's one strategy that I was able to use. I always tell you guys, if you have one strategy, that's awesome. If you have 2 strategies, that's even better. So the next strategy that I tried to do is called the repeated division strategy. This took me a while to get, okay? So basically what I was trying to do is I was trying to divide over and over and over and over again to identify all of the factors, so I stuck with the number 21. And I said to myself, okay, well, the first thing I can divide 21 by, the very first thing I can divide 21 by is the number 1. So I divided 21 by 1, and I got this. And then I said I can also divide it by 3, and I got 7. But this was so sloppy that I really didn't want to share it with you. So super confusing when I did it that way. So I shrunk down a little bit and I tried again. So let's see what happened when I shrink down and try again. This is where I really nailed it here. What did I end up doing? Oh, this is what I ended up doing. I ended up switching my number to a different example because 21 was tough. So then I decided to take the number 122. And I said, okay, let's try and find all the factors for 122. So I'm trying to do some division here. So do you guys kind of see how it's set up like long division here? Like I'm doing 121 divided. So I did 121 divided by the number 1, okay? And I got 122. So I listed that as one of my factors. I know that I was able to divide 1 by 121. I got 122. So those two count. I was able to divide by this, and I was able to get an even number. Those are both factors. That works. And then I said, I wonder if 122 is divisible by 2. I know it is because it's an even number. So I'm going to list 2 as one of my factors. I know it's going to go in okay. When I do my division here, 2 goes into 1 0 times. 2 goes into 2. Sorry, 2 goes into, Mr. Mind's getting old here. 2 goes into 1 0 times, but 2 goes into 12 6 times, and then 2 goes into 2 once. So the final factor I got was 61. Then I kept on asking myself, so I'm going to add 61 down there. Then I kept on asking myself, well, what else can I divide 61 by? And I kept on going up, so I did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I went all the way to around 30. I didn't go past 30 because when you divide 61 by 2, you can't really divide it by 2, and that would be around 30, so I didn't have to go past 30, and I couldn't find another factor that worked. So I was actually able to identify all of the factors for 122 using this method, which we call the repeated division method. I still need to practice with it actually a little bit, but you'll see then I zoomed back out and I tried it again with the number 3, and it worked too. So 21 divided by 1, both of these are factors. I got 21, then I take 3 and I divided it by 21 and I got 7. So the factors of 21 are 21. I was able to get 1, 21, 3, and 7. All right, and I could list those too because that's actually what they are. So now I have 2 strategies, repeated division. I also have the beautiful rainbow, and I have this little kind of map of all of my thinking. I'm going to stop right there.